The second thing, of course, is that Russia sees in Ukraine joining NATO an existential threat. Existential. For America, there is even no tactical threat, leave alone a strategic threat. If Ukraine is of no strategic value to NATO whatsoever.
True.
So I really feel bad that the United States, which I consider in this case an aggressor state, is leading her little satellites in Western Europe on a path of destabilizing the world, and they may actually lead us to a nuclear conflagration.
Let me ask something here, because when you say like that, when you give that such an illustration in your statement here, I will ask then, what yesterday Sweden, Sweden and Georgia all applying to join NATO. Will they also be a threat to Russia?
Sweden is actually near Russia. I don't know Russia's attitude towards Sweden joining NATO. I think it would be, if I was Russia, I would not like it. And I can also actively oppose it. What is the other country that is applying?
Georgia.
Russia cannot allow that. Georgia is written on its border. It cannot allow it. And this is what I'm saying, that you see these countries are making a big mistake to ask to join NATO. So, okay, assuming you join NATO, one of the problems of NATO is if one member is attacked, that's Article 5 of the NATO agreement.
They are allowed to defend them.
Every country is, attack on one is an attack on. I don't believe in those kinds of alliances, because NATO is a relic of the Cold War. Russia does not threaten those countries at all. If the world was to feel a threat, we should really feel a threat from the United States. Because the United States, in the last 30 years since the end of the Cold War, has invaded and bombed more than 30 countries in the world. How many countries has Russia invaded and bombed? But the Western world has created this narrative that somehow Putin is an old, reckless, angry dictator who is out to create the Soviet empire. These are images and narratives created around Putin by the Western world because they control the means of mass propaganda. CNN, BBC, practically every television station in the world that you watch, every newspaper you read is dominated and controlled by them. So they have created this narrative which is going to create a self-fulfilling